I work for the FAA. I'm one of the people who works behind a desk all day, so the front line can focus 100% on doing their jobs. Ultimately, everything we're doing is trying to make sure that when people go up, they all come down in one piece. It's hard to have that sense of purpose when everything that I work for is under attack. Over 100 probationary employees in the FAA were terminated, including people who were directly supporting the front line. It was pretty indiscriminate. Overall, we've lost about 2,200 FAA employees through termination and deferred resignation who have decades of experience with the agency. Our air traffic controllers are already understaffed and overworked. They don't have the hours in the day to pick up any tasks outside of keeping the planes coming in and going out. They rely on support staff to make sure that they have all the technology and all the communications that they need to get the job done. Even though the air traffic controllers and the aviation safety inspectors weren't allowed to take the deferred resignation, a lot of the people that support them ended up doing so. At Newark Airport recently, there were some serious breakdowns in equipment. Our aviation safety infrastructure was built decades ago. A lot of it is in need of replacement, and it just hasn't happened. Instead, the support team, who are already understaffed, are making do with resources that aren't really state-of-the-art. Employees are scared, employees are confused, employees are angry. I'm getting a little emotional. You know, we say at the FAA that our rules are written in blood. And what that means is every rule that we have to regulate air traffic control and pilots, every single one of those was created because there was a disaster and people died. We have people coming in to FAA now saying they know a better way to do it when they don't even know why FAA does things the way it does. The rules are not written in crayon for people to come in and try to haphazardly change things without recognizing that when things were done a different way, people died. It's so difficult to see people who really do want to do the job well put into these awful situations where they're forced to choose between protecting the public or protecting their jobs. That's not something we should have to choose between. When you see leadership cutting corners instead of doing their due diligence, firing people indiscriminately, no matter how mission critical they are. You know, I think if you asked me today if I would feel safe getting on a plane in this country, I would say yes. You know, maybe I'm an optimist, but I believe in our frontline staff, and they work so hard to make this one of the safest places in the world to fly on an airplane. But, you know, ask me that question again in 6 months, and I might give you a different answer, where we lose mission critical staff. Critical maintenance is going to not get done, and critical systems could fail. It's so hard to believe that we're going to need another tragedy in which lives are lost to prove again that we need to hire the people we need. But somehow it looks like that's what it's going to take. And unfortunately, at the rate things are going, that kind of tragedy might happen again sooner rather than later.